Yahweh Shai, Brakatah Yahweh, Brakatah Yahweh Shai. Got to give the honors to the elders, apostles, great millstone that teaches truth, 100% truth, according to the Bible, true word of our Lord. Do a quick lesson. I wanted to add it, meant to add it to my last lesson, but I'm just going to do a quick take on it. It was about a dream I had a few days back, and I want to kind of definitely talk about it before I lose it. I have these dreams, or these, we may call them visions, I'm not sure. But if it's edifying for the truth, we put it out there, for the congregation. And in this dream, I remember it's like a war that was going on between two sides. And one was, the evil side, the bad side, And in this war, I was able to go inside the enemy defenses. I guess they had a building or whatever, like headquarters. And I was able to go inside of their position through spiritual power, man, through the Lord lifting the standard. And one of the things I was able to do, I was able to make myself look like the enemy, And I was able to go inside the defense and see what was going on, whatever. I don't remember all the details of the dream, but it was just kind of a wild dream. But I remember having those spiritual powers. And then when it came time to leave, there was a guard, there was a gate that you had to go through. And I remember having like, terrestrial form, almost like, where I was almost like to glide and walk through these people. And have you ever seen that movie with Matt Damon in? No. The movie with Tom Cruise, where they keep, every time he died, day after tomorrow or something, or anytime he died, he had to keep redoing it all over again. Anyhow, that's what it was like in this movie, when they were able to walk through the defenses because they already knew what was going to happen before it happened. But that's how it was in this dream. I was able to walk through because the Lord or the Spirit was manipulating them in a way that they would turn their back at a certain time, or they would duck down, and I was able to, come all the way out clean from out of their almost like a detention center or internment camp, and I was able to walk through the gate before nobody even seeing me in broad daylight. And it kind of takes me back to the scriptures with Yahweh Shai, when they wanted to afflict Yahweh Shai, man, or take hold of him, and he said it wasn't his time. He was able to walk out in the midst of them, and they weren't able to lay hold of him. And that's how it was in this dream, man. Very vivid. I remember that part, because a lot of times I dream a lot, but a lot of times I'm not able to remember these things. And I remember having that, waking up, man, and and feeling good about it. Some dreams you have, you wake up, you don't feel good about it, but this one in particular, when I woke up, I had a sense of calm or peace over me, because I know that our power is there to guide us, man. Those of us in this truth, like the Lord will, we're able to endure in this truth. Because Yahweh Shai guides us, man. He keeps us protected. And it's not to say things are not going to happen to us, but everything is always going to be in control when those things do happen. Everything is being controlled by Yahweh Shai when those things take place, when those things do happen to us. But that's it, man. I hate that. I remember that vivid part about the dream, man. It's having these spiritual powers to be able to transfigurate, transform into another human being, or like the enemy, where they were able to not recognize who I was, and then be able to manipulate them to where they couldn't see me just straight walking out through the gate, through the barricade. That's the power that we have, man. Our fight is not going to be a carnal battle, man. not going to be with weapons and, you know, how much ammunition you have and all these type of things. Ours is going to be a spiritual battle. We have the power of our Lord that's going to be over us, man. That's going to keep us protected. What more can you ask for that? Ask than that. Because the Lord could easily take their weapons and use it against them. Which I'm quite sure, you know, spoken of in the Bible, which he more likely would probably do. So with that being said, man, Lord will is edifying. With that said, shalom.